What's up everybody, I'm Grant Burton and I am once again playing Disco Elysium, the final cut. Trying to solve a murder of the hanged man. Still trying to get the hang of this game as well. There's a learning curve to it, let's say. And it doesn't do a good job at giving you tutorials or explaining itself. It's kind of all about figuring stuff out yourself, which I kind of like, but it's can be a little frustrating. So anyway, let's see, get my bearings again. These are all of my objectives. It's a Monday, and yeah, I've got a lot to do. So what time is it now? It's 12:23. So I know one of the rooms in the cafe opens at 1, so I'll be going there then. Let's see, can I turn... I need to turn the lights of this on.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
All right. Ready? I turn, you press start. It's next to the preheater.
The dashboard lights up with orange glow. The rounds per minute gauge jumps, and the engine of the Caprice Canary comes to life with a whiny growl. The lights unfold with a little click, casting electrical light onto the ground before the vehicle.
There you go. I'll turn them off from the remote once you're done.
Right, so now...
As you hold your ledger's clip under the headlamp, an iridescent hologram appears. A street grid and the veins of a great river. A familiar sensation washes over you.
There she is. Revachol West.
Around the borders of the watermark are dozens, no, hundreds of micro-perforations. The rectangular watermark is overlaid with the logo of the RCN, and yet the major arteries of Revachol are all recognizable. They shimmer in the Kanema's headlights. A rat brazenly darts past you and disappears amongst the stopped lorries. In the distance, a child somewhere shrieks. A woman reprimands her in a voice no quieter than the child's cry.
Ah, Martinez. Let me see. Right here. Oh yes. Coal City. Le Royaume. The burnt-out quarter.
There are many of them, and they are divided into 3 separate rows. The first row has 18 dots. The next is the longest. It runs all the way around the border, and then some. There are so many, it's hard to count. More than 150, at least. Maybe even 200. The last row has 3 perforations. That's it.
Those are perforations. They represent your record as an officer of the RCM. They are your statistics, as it were. I should have guessed you'd keep a record. Officers often do. Let's take a look.
Alpha male officers who are proud of their numbers often do. It's meant.
The first row represents your years of service. 18 years. Okay, not bad at all. What did you do before you volunteered?
Alright, let's figure out what did I do. This seems like an important question. So, the first one's out of the question because that makes me look like an idiot. I don't like the thought of being a drunk, although clearly I have been drunk. Alright, that one's gibberish.
Fair point. Let's move on, shall we? This next row, the one that wraps all the way around, is your number of closed cases. Closed is good. It means finished. You've got, let's see...
Well, you said
wow,
200.
more than 200. It's quite a lot, even for someone who's been on the force for nearly 2 decades. Usually, clearing more than 10 cases a year puts you in the 90th percentile of all RCM officers. Call it what you want. You are a valuable member of your precinct. Now, let's look at the last row.
I was a super cop, let's face it.
Right. Those are your confirmed kills. You've got precisely 3 perforations there. For an RCM officer, especially Precinct 41, which is in the Jamrock quarter, it's rather tame. I mean that in a good way. There are certain officers who treat their kills like some kind of ghoulish game. If they do happen to solve a case, it's usually by accident. But it seems as though you are, or at least were, one of the good ones. So we have that to be thankful for. Yes.
Very abrupt.
Everyone has their own method of coping. Some more effective or self-destructive than others. Personally, I find it helps to keep up a few hobbies. Oh, this and that. Let's not get into it now. Why not gardening? You've already got the gloves.
Yes, ha ha ha.
It's meant in earnest. Please don't mistake it for a jab.
Oh, alright.
Right. I'll go turn off the lights.
Alright, so what else have I got to do? Sing karaoke, but I've got to get the song on tape. Don't know where that is. Oh, I just noticed all that stuff to the right. So yeah, there's my history. 216 cases solved, people killed 3, 18 years. Good cop, bad cop 5. I don't know what that means. Is 5 good? Honor 0, moralist 1, communist 1 apparently. Boring Cop 1, Sorry Cop 5, Superstar Cop 2, Apocalypse Cop 0. Okay, again, I don't know what numbers are good and what one's bad. Inspect the victim's body, I can't do that at the minute because I keep getting sick. As stupid as that sounds. You need to report your missing badge as soon as possible. The lieutenant said that you can use the radio in the motor car. So I was going to do that, but the reason I didn't is because I feel like that could have a repercussion. And I don't know how much of an RPG this is. Do I want to get that, or maybe I can get away with not doing it? Right, so after the dead body, I've got to speak to Kim about this pissing competition. Then I've also got to speak to Kim at the end of the day about that. Keep searching for the caller, despite any leads, right? So that could take some time. That's not something I'm going to be able to do now. Ask the station for additional funds, and then I can pay for the damages. Okay. Get a reality lockdown. You have no idea where you are. Okay, so just find out what the hell's going on, basically. Right, so later on tonight they're going to show up in the Union box and speak to Gart and speak to Kuno. Right, well I'll sort this stuff out first because it feels like I have to.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the as you tap on the gauge, the indicator pin jerks as if startled. It's in the large orange set.
Now, that's enough fun with the foldable headlights. I know they are mesmerizing. They are also fragile. I'm not going to turn it on for you again.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Just a second, officer.
Ten 2, 10-5. This is 41st. Come in. Over.
A scrawny old man sits in a dusty cubicle, smoking, with a large white rectangle sewn on his vest. In front of him is a box-shaped apparatus with an array of wires and antennas. The radio switchboard.
Okay, but obviously I can't see that, so how would I know that?
The man uses relay code. You got this. You're a cop, and cops know relay code.
10-4, message received. 10-5, relay message. What's your status? Over. 10-18, state your message, sir. 10-4, I hear you. I don't have the authority to grant your request, but...
Is it him? What does he want?
He says he needs money.
Don't give that asshole anything. He's just gonna drink it all.
Alright, that's a negative on the additional funds, sir. Over. He says it's important to the case.
He isn't getting a red cent. You can tell him that.
I can hear you.
Request denied, sir. Over. Anything else, sir? Over. 10-9, over. 10-4, message received. This is a very serious situation. I need to 10-22 the captain. Over.
Any other good news?
He's saying he lost his badge.
He what? He lost his badge?
This is Communication Officer Jules Pidieux, sir. Over. You mean your partner? Over.
What is he saying?
He's asking who you are.
I'm his goddamn partner.
It's your partner, Satellite Officer Dietmar, sir. Over.
Right.
Did he lose his memory along with his fucking badge?
Who lost his badge?
Okay, who's this guy? Where's this guy came from?
Dick fucking Mullen. Who do you think?
It's Officer Dick Mullen from the bestseller Dick Mullen and the Lost Identity.
Dick Mullen is not your name. It's the name of a fictional detective who would not lose his badge. Defend yourself. Immediately. They're laughing at you.
He says this has probably happened to other policemen before him and laughs sarcastically.
Oh goddamn it. Is he fucking kidding? The whole station's gonna be dicked for this.
Satellite Officer Dietmar is wondering if you might be joking and adds that this tarnishes the reputation of the entire station. Over.
Mullen dicked us.
10-4, I hear you, officer. I'm just going to make a note here that you are in pursuit of your misplaced badge. Over.
Fuck me. Mac, come here. You've got to hear this. Dick Mullen lost his badge.
Okay. This guy doesn't speak.
Super Cop here lost his badge.
His badge. He lost his goddamn fucking badge.
Or maybe he's just not in range of the radio or something, I don't know.
10-9, come again. I didn't get that. Over.
New heights even for Captain Sober.
Sergeant Orson wants to know if you lost your gun too. Over.
Check your pockets. Check your... Holy fuck. You don't know where it is, do you? No. It's gone. It's not fucking on you.
10-9, come in, officer. Did you get my question? We were wondering about your gun. Over.
Even before you can get the words out, everything gets scrambled in your brain.
He says he didn't lose his gun. Or his phone, whatever that means.
Ask him to describe it. His gun. Not as fun. Just the gun will do.
Satellite Officer McLean requests a description of your weapon. Over.
Oh, request a description, huh? We'll give him one. Describe the plasma gun.
Alright, let's see. How am I going to handle this? I can either admit it there, which, you know, is a little pathetic and probably will get ridiculed again. This one here seems like the most reasonable one, but I'm thinking of just asking Kim first, although they might overhear that and who knows what could happen then.
It's a single shot kill A9. An armistice to be precise.
Says it's a kill 9mm armistice.
Armistice? What, is he a fucking... Clearly he doesn't have his Villiers anymore. This isn't really a laughing matter.
Mac can face a giant of Coco Noor by himself. But Disco here made him piss his pants.
I'm not going to.
I don't know why Mac Torson, I can't hear him speaking.
Sergeant Orson here is wondering if you are still in possession of your genitalia. Over. That's a negative. Not going to say that. Over. He said he sodomized your mother.
Sure her vanilla waffles were the only thing he ate?
Sergeant Orson requests that you apologize for the claims that you made about his mother. Over. Mac, he says you shouldn't have antagonized the Firewalker in the first place.
Who?
Satellite Officer V. I'm afraid he might be referring to himself as Firewater, sir.
Firewater? He's lost it. Fuck it. Tell him to find his goddamn badge and gun. That's the only thing that matters.
Satellite Officer V. 10-4, affirmative. Officer is in pursuit of his firearm. Officer, do you need further assistance? Over. Okay, 10-4, sir. I hear you. Relay your question. Over.
Wait. Before you say anything stupid, think it through. You're going to be looking at a straitjacket if you tell everyone you lost your memory. Be smart about this. Ask if he's there alone.
10-4, sir. I'm not hearing your question.
Right, so what am I gonna do here? I'm thinking this one. Because we know he's not alone, and let's face it, how can we trust him anyway? Don't want to do that, that makes me look like an idiot. Don't want to do that, that's weird. Nope. Nope.
What? What is it? He's still on the line?
He wants to verify the information on his badge.
Tell him to stop wasting time.
What do you need, sir? Over. Understood, sir. Over. Roger that. 10-10. Over and out.
Right. That was an eventful conversation.
Inexplicable feminist agenda. There is something you need to see, sir. We found the remnants of an ancient artifact lodged in your hypothalamus. It is a cylindrical object, piss-weathered and smelling of liquor. The paint is peeling off, but you can clearly make out the letters Revolutionary Feminist Agenda on the hull. It appears that some time ago, before you became a joke, you were an actual feminist. Somehow, you've come to that conclusion. Perhaps you can work your way back.
Okay, I don't know. What am I gonna do here? Right, I'm just gonna leave that there for now because I don't really know what it wanted me to do about it. Let's level up. What could I do with? I think this one. There we go. That might let me get close to the body. Right, what's all this? Gotta find my badge now. And I've also got to find my gun, which I didn't even know was missing. Right, I'm gonna go in here now, because I believe some of this is opening up. And I'll speak to Gart and get some more information from him, although certain people are gonna be sick of me keep popping in for a chat, but so what, got a job to do. Yep, that door's open now. Speak to Gart first.
Can I help you? Thanks. I hope you found what you were looking for. How strange. I certainly didn't put them there. Sylvie had the keys before I got here, and I can vouch for her. I can vouch for all my staff. None of us would tamper with the crime scene. The trash collection service? CS Municipal. I don't see why they would put anything in the trash, though.
Ah, the elusive CS Municipal. I doubt we'll be able to track down who was sent here last and when. This will have to be one of those little threats that solves itself down the road. Thank you anyway.
I think fugue states are more your forte, officer. Yes?
Right. So I need to speak to Kuno about that. Right. Let's check out this room. Yep, just walk right in front of me, why not? The dishes are drying. They smell of chemicals and pine trees. An aroma of spices, alcohol and tomato hangs in the air. Money. Let's speak to this person. Or not. A thin man is smoking below an exhaust hood. occasionally sipping from his mug. This must be the Whirling's cook, with no sense of hygiene. As you step in, he nods towards the table and says something in a completely foreign language. The only words you can make out are Gorachi and Kubek.
Okay, it's definitely not his name. Whatever you do, please don't call him Goransi Quebec. Please. It's not funny.
The man puts his cup down and replies something, his left hand drawing arcs in the air. He smiles and bangs his ladle against each of the pots in turn.
It's almost like music, especially with the sounds of assorted dishes boiling and simmering on the stove. You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimpled lock. It's painted blue. You immediately feel drawn to the color. Blue is for mystery. The door does not budge. The cobalt blue surface feels rough to touch. The stainless steel door is flush with its frame on every side. Old cobalt paint, rough on the fingers. 40, 50 years since this was painted, maybe.
You do? It's a door in the back of the kitchen. Why do you care where it leads? Yes, I suppose it's worth seeing if we can get in. Just to be thorough, as a side investigation. If you say so, Gart is the person to ask about this. The cafeteria manager.
Go back to Gart now. This guy already has it in for me. He's really not going to appreciate all this conversation that we're having.
Can I help you? Another thing. Great. I love those. Oh, yes, that door, sure. There's nothing mysterious about it. It's just a door. No, I don't have a key. I don't know how to get there. And I don't care either. It's not like I've been wondering about it for 10 years. It's just the frit warehouse, probably.
So he's owned this place for 10 years and he has no idea what's behind that door. That's weird.
Or some boring storage space with a bunch of old junk and dust. Junk.
He's attempting to maintain an air of indifference. It's absolutely not convincing.
Fine, okay, a little. But my job doesn't leave me time for wondering about one locked door in one of the cafeterias I manage. So, I haven't opened it. I have cleaned the whole place 100 times over, though, after the animals. And I haven't found a key, so good luck with that. Yes?
Right, so now I've got to look for a key for that door. I'm really getting a bunch of missions and objectives now. But anyway, let's see if I can go back to the crime scene. Oh, what's that? Photos of men in overalls, toting guns and Union placards. Can I not? No. I can't actually get in there at the minute though. Gotta wait till later on in the evening, I think 8 o'clock or something it was. Oh, there's a roof. Alright, let's speak to Kuno again. This wasn't very successful the first time round.
Does Kuno care? Yeah? The kingdom of Kuno? The fuck do you want with it? Yeah, Kuno doesn't know shit about that. That shit is beneath Kuno. shoot that shit at Kuno, dumpster diver. Look at that fucking shit. You're trying to get Kuno killed. Fuck does Kuno know? Kuno's not a fucking acrobat.
Okay. Had me fooled.
It's a trap, Kuno! Don't climb it, Kuno!
Dunno. Kiptas gardener used to work there.
Kipt is a pejorative term used to describe people of South Seminese or Areopagite descent. It used to be a common first name among the Areopagites of Ilmarin. Not so much anymore.
Look, Kuno doesn't explain shit. Kuno just says shit.
Yeah, her. What was she doing in the greenhouse in March anyway? What? Yes, it seems suspicious. You don't like things being like that. Suspicious.
Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit. Kuno doesn't fucking care.
Right, let's see if I can go to the body again. Now that I've upped my endurance a bit. No.
He's about to blow! Cop's gonna blow, Kuno!
Right. Can't do that.
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite. It's nothing. Someone just left some roofing material slanted against an old shack. Because there's a secret door hidden behind the panels of Eternite. That's why they're too orderly. There it is. You see a shabby little door.
Okay.
What is this then? A tool shed? Let's investigate.
Right. I just want to adjust something a bit. Just to play around with it a little. No, I'm gonna put the brightness back up. And there. That'll do. Let's see what's in here. An empty tube of magnesolum, magnesium supplement. A silver plate with traces of bone yellow powder.
Be still, my beating heart. It's amphetamine. Sweet amphetamine.
Alright, so it's someone's drug den, it seems.
The lieutenant isn't studying the powder in the mirror. He's studying you. There's a good vague way to ask where he stands on drug use. Professionally, I mean.
Perhaps not. This is below our pay grade, detective. However, see that ladder there? It's probably another way into the industrial harbor, no? A secret path the local kids use.
The poster says get out of the way. Right, or get messed up. Cured pig's head, it looks mummified. Right, where am I now? Oh, I'm just on the roof. Right. What the hell is he doing? Why is he moving over there? These barrels are half full of rainwater. Right, it's hard to tell what I can interact with or what I should interact with. And this guy's standing in my way, it's getting on my nerves. Some sort of postcard.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A cabbage of papers hanging from the board, with the permeables drawer inside. It's barely held together by a clip, then made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner.
No, went on the wrong thing there. Right. Postcard Grand Couronne 37. This postcard depicts an ill-advised residential area overlooking the Jamrock Quarter. 13-story buildings line the hillside like sarcophagi, an ominous fog already rising from behind. These are the last boom years. In 39, the project fails catastrophically, leaving behind an opiate and hepatitis B infested slum. I'm really having a hard time doing some of the reading here. It's not because I'm bad at reading, it's because it's so small. Right, so I've got to speak to the gardener and look around to see if I can find out who put this stuff in the trash. Restoration pillars keep the ruins together. This doorway is going to collapse soon. Cool. Right, is that all there is here? No, I can go up here and get this box. Alright, it doesn't look like I can do anything else up here. So let's get going. Alright, I'm gonna look at the controls again because I do feel like I'm missing out on something. Action, interact, highlight. Right. Right, back in here. A lot of backtracking in this game, I'm figuring out. Sometimes the game just isn't following my orders. I had to press X 3 times there and it just didn't do it. I don't know why. Alright, let's speak to the guard now.
I can't believe it's snowing again. It felt like springtime just a few days ago. Well, this might be the last snow we get. At least I hope so. Snow has nutrients in it. Helps everything green up in the spring. At least that's what my grandma always told me.
Yes, think about the cute grandma, not the weird snow. Stop looking at her. Look around. What do you see? That's right. And the canal, the bookstore, the harbour gates. This is a great vantage point for keeping an eye on you. Glad to have been of service. Now you know the locals are keeping tabs on you.
Okay. Alright, what's the point in this? These are found white checks. Those on the white are available to try now. Right, okay, but I don't actually have a map. So, right, yeah, I get what that is, right. Right, so find my gun and my badge. Find a way into the secret passage, that's the blue door. Find out that. That's gonna be in the evening, so I can't do that just yet. Speak around, find out stuff for that. Pay for the damages by getting money. Keep searching for the caller. Speak to Kim, I can't do that until the end of the day. Can't do that till the end of the day. Or can't do that until I get to the body, which I can't do because I need to boost up my endurance. And I can't do that because I need to boost up my endurance. Right, so it sounds like it's just a case of wandering around now and getting the lay of the land. Some great tectonic force has cracked the pavement like an eggshell.
The worn and beaten wooden planks of the bench do not look overly comforting.
We can sit on benches after we've solved the murder. Let's go.
No, no, I want that one. Oh, for God's sake.
This Postlovantorie mail collection box has been heavily vandalized with graffito. A closer inspection reveals 2 bullet holes in the front. The box seems happy.
Yep. Good box.
Eat shit, pig. Fucked by the coon. And St. G with a crown have been scribbled on it. Jenny is a whore, and best set mailbox also. The mail collection box seems cathartic, thankful even. So do you. You shudder. Then you swallow.
On the cover stands a very muscular man surrounded by flames. No, not what I wanted to do. This book has a rose, a pistol, and a half-naked dame on its cover.
Hello, sir. Step right in. The store is open.
A young girl with a chubby red cheeks waves at you, smiling. Her nose is also red from the cold.
Are you interested in a new and exciting book?
Okay, she's not wanting to speak that one. It's a bookstore, sir. We sell books, postcards, and some board games. She points at the window. It's called Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold your horses, little girl. You're fooling nobody.
Sir, are you okay? You've been standing here silently for a while now. Okay, sir. I'll try to answer any questions you have. I hope they're about books. My name is Annette, sir. My mum, her name is Plaisance. She owns the store. She's inside minding the register or organising the stock. Feel free to step in and browse our wares. I'm signalling that the store is open. Otherwise, people might not know. They'd miss out on the crime, romance, and biographies of famous people.
A sudden gush of wind turns the pages of the books on the counters. She covers her face, smiling. But she's cold.
Kind of you to offer, sir.
What could you do to help her anyway?
Oh, no, sir. I'm happy to help Mum by luring in customers. Besides, I have some hot juice in my vacuum bottle to keep warm.
Hot juice? That does not sound nice at all. Why would you heat up juice? Juice needs to be cold. With ice, maybe.
I do my studies at home at the moment. I have to help Mum keep this place running. Mum says it's necessary to do both because it builds character. Mum says a proper worker is dutiful. That's how you get ahead in life. You succeed.
There is stress and unease behind these words. She's reciting etiquette.
Mum says it's peachy. She was a little afraid at first. There's talk about this house being cursed.
Behind her, the window has been boarded up. You sense the boards creaking, twisting for a second, and some kind of doubt in her tense shoulders.
Cursed in the way that makes them say that no business has ever really thrived here, sir. That they all go... I wouldn't really say it like that, but I guess so.
We can go into the bookstore and ask about the case, but I don't see much more to look into here.
Yes. Please do also look at our wares inside. The postcards and board games are there, sir.
It does not manifest itself in any way. It does not exist. I liked it better when we were talking about whether it's appropriate to stand out in the freezing weather. No such thing.
Anything else you wanted to talk about, sir? Nothing really, sir. Mum doesn't allow me to sneak around in the back rooms or the cellar. I don't really know what's there. Maybe I can tell you about some of our books instead. Crime fiction is about murders or burglaries or things like that, and the work of a policeman or a private detective who's trying to solve a crime and catch the criminals. And it's kind of like a puzzle too. You can guess who the criminal is or how the good guys are going to catch him. You don't look much like a policeman. Didn't mean to offend, sir. Sorry, sir. It's just that you don't look like Dick Mullen.
She points to a book cover of which you see a strapping Vespertine officer. He stands grimly over the body of a dead woman.
She looks at Dick Mullen, frowning. Dark, arrogant, violent, likely overcompensating for something. He isn't even drawn right. She examines the picture, trying to find whatever is wrong with it. She then shrugs and puts the book aside, unconvinced.
Sure you can, sir. He's just a fictional character. He'll be no match for you. Maybe you can show me some real police work, sir. Like in the books. It's the type of book where there's a rich lady and she has to choose between the good man and the bad man. Or there could be a story about a poor lady getting a rich man. It's about man and lady business, sir. It happens, but usually the guy gets rich in the process. Or should actually be rich himself, but has lost his family property unjustly, like during the revolution or something. Those are unhappy books, for most of the pages. People sad about what they have lost, but then it all turns out just fine in the end. These are not very common. You can't have a choice between bad and bad. Nobody wants to read a story like that. Well, maybe then it's fine. Maybe if the lady then decides not to pick either, because she doesn't need a bad man. Yes, that would be interesting. That's really not a proper romance story. That's more like everyday life. Not in romance books, sir. These are about nice and pretty people, and everyone is happy in the end. I haven't read many of those. Maybe you should ask Mum. I don't think it's a romance story if the main characters break up, though. No, I don't know. Yes, she knows books, definitely.
What was that? An idea for an unfinished novel stuck somewhere in your forebrain?
Maybe some about other books? Oh, kings and queens and generals of old, or artists and writers, or musicians, those kinds of people. There's usually something extraordinary about them. I think that's why people read them, to find the secrets of their fame.
Seems like most people who read those books fail to get more famous from reading them.
But it does make the famous people more famous. Why would they do that, sir? That's so cool. Maybe they'll make you a book cover picture and everything. Standing over a dead body, holding a gun. No, sir, I can't. It would be too tiring to refrain from it. It's already tiring enough to remember to say it all the time. It's nice of you to say I could stop, though. By your command.
The girl keeps her hands folded, hidden. Why is that?
What do you mean, sir?
She knows where this is going. She looks around anxiously. Her hands remain folded in front of her. She doesn't want to show them. The lieutenant stands by, looking at the two of you with little interest. A facade of true professionalism. He is far more intrigued by the situation than his poise reveals. She brings out her reddened hands, her nails frayed, nearly chewed down to the flesh.
And you knew this from me keeping my hands folded? Well, that proves nothing. Anyone could do an easy deduction like that.
She nods, half provocative, half enthusiastic.
Maybe so, sir. Okay, I know it's a bad habit, and I shouldn't. It was okay, sir.
There's more that can be achieved here. Ask her to do the same.
You're quite sober.
The lieutenant does not flinch at the comment. He does not flinch even a single bit. He is intensely not flinching. It takes effort.
Because you usually aren't. I sure hope you are, sir.
There she stands, swaying on her feet, assaulted by the early spring breeze. She smiles at you. The whole situation suddenly feels familiar. Somehow, there's something you're missing.
Right, I've only got 28% chance of getting that, so I'm going to hold off that for now. This is a book about pate. This book, you don't really understand what it is about, nor does it seem important. A book about Boidero culture. It promotes freedom and roaming upstream. A book about the future. The government reads your mind using radio technology. Right, let's go in the bookshop. I think it's safe to say I've made a friend there. Right, let's look around before speaking to the woman. Gift books and molten candy.
The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular, sword-wielding barbarian on the cover. Nearly all the titles contain the word Hyundai somewhere. Rows and rows of Hyundai men blur your vision. You make out some titles. Man from Hyundai and the Mammoth Riders. Man from Hyundai, Return to Hyundai. And the solipsistic Man from Hyundai and the Hyundai Man.
Right. Okay.
Maybe 100. Man from Hyundai and the sages at the end of the world. Man from Hyundai and the false god. Man from Hyundai and the scorched earth.
Right, I get the picture now.
The Hyundai colonies. Not even close. Man from Hyundai in hell. Man from Hyundai and the forest of slaves. Man from Hyundai under the lake. Man from Hyundai. Hyundai burning.
Oh, Man from Hyundai. A very popular series of adventure novels. They're awfully immoral and violent books. Blood and violence, scantily clad women, epic narratives, all those mystical things he encounters. They're bound to grab those with little imagination and nothing to do. What does it matter? They're all the same. However, the customer is always right, they say. If you're a novice of the series, I'd recommend Hyundalaman, the man from Hyundal. It's supposed to be a good introduction to the series.
Alright, well I can't afford the book, so I can't do that.
A twinge at the back of your head makes you flinch. Your eye starts twitching. Your hand reaches toward a book with glossy cover art of the very muscular Man from Hyundai in chains, kneeling in front of a staircase leading to a throne. A woman sits on the throne, leering at the man. She's laughing at him, belittling him. Between the throne and the Hyundala man lies a bonfire, casting shadows on the wall. The shadow of the woman's headdress looks like a pair of devil horns. The title reads, Man from Hyundal and the Devil Woman.
The entire series is also endearingly racist, if I may add.
Oh, sirs, I know. This really isn't representative of our values, but the store has to cater to its customers.
The display rack before you is burdened under piles of Man from Hyundal novels.
Right, I'll come back there once I've got some money. Well, it'll not be the first place I go when I get money.
Of colourful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of shelf space seems to be taken up by Wirral-related merchandise. An endless variety of source books, lore books, and codices litter the table. The topmost book is titled Welkin Compendium, 2nd edition. There's also a large hardbound tome with intricate cover art, The Hunters of Katawak, Boreal Creature Compendium, and a Pick Your Path adventure game book titled Tales of Wirral, Cavern of Velkrag. Books in a board game section? Who wants to read books? There's a box that says Wirral, 3rd edition Mega Setting Supplements Module. The side panel notes, a fantastique adventure board game, new maps and miniatures. A sticker on it displays 25 Rial. That price is steep, but then it's the 3rd edition Mega Setting Supplement, so it makes sense.
Sure, whatever. 25 is a lot more than what I can
Wonderful
afford.
board games, sir. The Viticulturist is a classic for sure, or perhaps you'd like Archipelagos of Insulinda, a very educational game for those interested in geography. Browbritter is a fun game of economic competition, but can get quite intense after a while. We have games for the whole family. You can play with your children.
Who are you going to play board games with? Do you have friends or family? Are you actually friends? Or just colleagues thrown together by circumstance?
Friends are technically like family. For playing with friends, I'd recommend Suzerainty. It's a civilization building game where you build a civilization, then set off to brutally colonize and repress other civilizations. It'll cost 12 Rial. Lousy auras there. No, role-playing games are popular among those types. You know, who are into those kind of things. Personally, I don't like it. Not at all. I've heard they turn people into occult enthusiasts. That they have rituals where they try to summon entities. Highly immoral stuff. You can still buy them, though.
Old sports magazines tucked in away in a dark corner. The book collects the national recipes of Arda. They are all about lake trout.
You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the way to another room. A strange cage-like trinket dangles from the curtains.
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only.
You see some kind of charm, an irregular polyhedron assembled from bones, sticks, and straw. Inside, a disturbing fish head with empty eye sockets stares at you. This is a traditional Seminese ward, meant to provide protection against ill luck, bad dreams, curses, and other supernatural scourges. Inhabitants of Ile de Fantôme, the Seminine Islands down south. Aside from poking at it suspiciously, there is nothing else to do with the fish head charm at this time.
Nothing. Now please go back to browsing the books. Don't you feel compelled to look at the books? books are all you care about.
No, I don't think so.
She speaks almost as if she's trying to put a spell on you, urging you to buy more books. Oddly enough, the more she tries to draw you away from the curtains, the more alluring they become. Just as you're about to pull apart the curtains, the petrified voice of the shop owner cries out once more.
Sir, don't touch that. I told you it's off limits for the customers. Parapsychologically speaking, we're done if you decide to open them. I won't be held responsible for the consequences. It's too dangerous.
She looks away, mumbling. Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy books like normal people?
No, it's just a storeroom for the employees, I told you. Now please step away from the curtains. Why? It's not like anyone was killed there. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be so impolite. Just please don't go there. I can't allow that. You'll only make things worse and unleash the powers. Thank you. Let's just talk about this first, all right? There's no reason for you to venture into the unknown.
Talking is always good. Go see what she has to say. There is something mysterious about the curtains. Be careful. The curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust, hang before you, as if taunting you.
We'll play it safe for now. And I'll go upstairs, investigate some more, before going to talk
These
to her.
shelves are overburdened with books from the same series. You see the name Dick Mullen over and over. Crime fiction is a disgrace. An asinine misrepresentation of the physical attributes of the arduous everyday work of actual police officers. These books greatly overstate the excitement of police work, glossing over how long it takes to actually follow up on leads and eliminate dead ends. What's more, they completely ignore the psychological hardships of year after year coming into contact with people during the worst days of their lives. Not a single mention of all the stress this work creates upon the officer's family. Detective fiction just doesn't tell the truth at all. Now, would you like a list of all the books found on the shelf? You see Dick Mullen on the job. Get Me Mullen. The Stalwart Adventures of Richard P. Mullen. Dick Mullen and the Murder in the Orchard. The Sordid Affair of Dick Mullen. A killing is declared. Dick Mullen in the Murder House. The Final Case of Dick Mullen. An obvious lie. Dick Mullen in the Clock Tower. The Ordeals of Dick Mullen. Dauntless Dick. Dick Mullen's Funeral Pyre. The Murder of Dick Mullen. Oh no, turns out he faked it to solve a case. Yes, there's also The Dame Who Did It. Farewell, My Mullen. Faking death seems to be a common trope in the Mullen series. The morbid tales of Dick Mullen. A dark tide turns. Tragedy calls for Dick Mullen. Another one with fake death. And, of course, Dick Mullen, the murderer. In order to catch a murderer, Dick Mullen must become the murderer.
Right, okay.
After all this, you still haven't found the answer to the one question that matters. Who is Dick Mullen?
Oh, crime, robberies, murders, even sexual crimes. We're fortunate to have Dick Mullen and his stories to sort all that out. You're a police officer, apparently. You should buy all of these. They really do teach a person how to be a proper detective.
Sure.
Your attempt to grasp at the answer fails. It seems very close by, pulsating just out of reach.
It's a tome of fascist magic, rather candid. A coined picture book brochure, very colourful.
The plaque on the shelf reads, Biographies of Famous People. You see a large variety of names, none of which ring a bell.
I would say... The Greatest Innocence. Yes, most certainly. It's an important educational tool delving into the depths of history, religion, and their relation to innocentic power. A very influential historical figure, but surely I don't have to tell you that. You're a law officer, and law officers have at least some education. The book is also very daring. The author aims to re-examine the universal understandings of the innocentic system, creating a fresh vantage point and a shift in the tired order of things. Certainly, it's prudent for a person to have at least an elementary understanding of history and society. Imagine the chaos we'd be in otherwise.
You feel like you should get this one? Definitely. It's important somehow. There's something personal inside. Browsing through all the books with all their names makes your head spin. None of these seem important or relevant. It's all just vapid egoism.
And yet one of them was apparently important enough that I need to buy it.
Suddenly, a particularly odd title catches your eye. It reads, High Speed Love, the tragic true love story of Jacob Irv and Alfie Delatraz, by one Cecilia Averbrook. High Speed Love chronicles the romance between two of the finest tip-top tourney racers in history. One of them is the madcap driver, Jacob Irv. His blonde mane graces the cover. Next to Irv's life story, you see a slim biography of an Occidental rock star called the Anti-Star. He's famous for shooting morphine into one of his eyeballs and cocaine into the other. Next to that, Rivasholian radio personality Guillaume Bevy stands in front of a rundown drug den. He's a permanent fixture on Channel 8, reporting on real-life crime and ruining cops' days.
I really must insist you buy one of the books. Reading them is not for free. Do still browse, though, but not too long. I'm sorry, I did not mean to rush you. You are browsing. Go ahead. Take your time. Time is commerce.
Right, well I can't afford this book, but I'm assuming I'll be able to get some money later on to do the other stuff, and I'll do this right now while I can.
A true cultural touchstone. Enjoy the read.
Right. The Greatest Innocence by João Paulo Salomão Lopes de Fuego. The book is large and heavy. Browsing through the various chapters, you try your best to understand the ceaseless overflow, the sprawl of names, dates, places, events, historical. Most of it ends up as a twisted mass of facts inside your brain. Your educational survey is done. Did you catch any of that? No. Oh well, it's pop quiz time. Let's see what you've learned. This might take a few minutes. You ready? That's the spirit. Here we go. Question 1. Who was the first innocent?
Oh yeah, this is what I was made for. A pop quiz is a short examination designed to test your knowledge without any prior warning or announcement. Such exams allow the teacher to assess how thoroughly the students have retained the material at hand. Voila. Now blast that first innocence. Thanks for nothing. Dolores Day. Dolores.
Incorrect. Right. Dolores Day was the innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state. She codified parliamentary democracy and created modern institutions, among those the moral in turn. She was powerful and beautiful on all her icons. Her colours are silver, white, and apricot. And when you think her name, Dolores, stomach acid rises to the back of your throat and it hurts. You see a flash silver, a reef, an airport bag, and blonde hair. You don't know why. Another choice, perhaps.
Steer clear of this one. There's something terrible about this one. A strange sensation of loss. When she left the earth, the dust and the ice, and the humans. That is unimportant to the quiz. Stop thinking about this.
Then go with your best guess. Isn't that what the students are trained to do when they don't know the answer? Incorrect. Sola was a nun during the previous century and even lived to see the current one. She was an urban planner who spoke her mind and largely left history to its own devices, encouraging people to excel on their own rather than prescribing to a defined model of history. She is often called an anti-innocence. Sola resigned after an assassination attempt by Yugo nationalists who blamed her for not taking the side of the left during the turn of the century revolutions. Innocences don't usually resign. Care to try again? Correct. Nothing much is known about him. It's not even clear that he was a he, but Franconegro presumed as such and called him Pius or Pius. He's depicted as a young man with molten gold pouring out of his mouth. All he spoke was gold. It said he invented gold and equality of men before God. He also introduced the gold standard as a way for measuring people's love for Aurum. As the first innocence, he declared that there should be more of those like him. It is presumed his disciples were the beginning of the Holy Party, the Founding Party. Question 2. Who was the strongest innocence?
Easy. Everybody knows the answer to this. You, me, anybody.
Incorrect. Vespa Messina is not a person but a defunct state on the southeastern coast of the Occident. It used to take up most of the peninsula before separating into the republics before Vespa and Messina. Care to try again? Incorrect again. Right.
Please, relax.
Correct. Name the innocence of militarism. He codified hereditary rule, but at the same time ended serfdom and established the intercalary right. He's also established the concept of the nation. But I thought he was the first innocence. How can he be the second one as well? Alright. Franconegro attempted to solve the rising tensions between the aristocracy and bourgeois by building a unified society in which every man has a place and mission, but at the same time may rise to nobility provided on the strength of his virtue. Who was the false innocence?
Under control. No problem. Solid on this one. It's widespread historical information. Yes, there exists a group called the Founding Party, known as the Holy Party, during the time of the Pericarnacian. This, the world's oldest international organization, spends its time in search of either the re-emergence of the innocents or new members. There seems to be a mix-up with the sources. It's not my fault. At least it clearly wasn't Loris Day. She wouldn't be false. She's beautiful.
Correct. There have been a number of counter or false innocents, some assumed to have innocent qualities, some who just thought so themselves. Occasionally they have the support of a faction inside the ecclesiarchy. Right, I'm not reading all this crap. The most famous and important of whom was Erno Pasternak. He was into torture, despotism, hymns, cannons, and world conquest, but got defeated and humiliated by Stepan the Despicable of Kedra. Final stretch, you've come so far and learned so much. This is the most important one. Question 4. Who was the greatest innocence? The most important of them all. The most precious to humankind.
I've got it. Honest. Of course, this is my thing. The reason I exist in this world. The correct answer is Franconegro. 0 doubts.
Incorrect. Right.
Oh yes, militarism and nationalism. My bad. Yes, obviously.
Incorrect. Correct. The Mesk might see Franco-Negro as the father of nations, but as of this century there's been a great shift in attitude. Dolores Day has become widely regarded as the greatest innocence, a most radical change to the whole fabric of the world. Everything from interstellar travel to the connected world to 3 consecutive scientific revolutions can be traced back to her. Every decade that passes, she seems less human somehow, and more beautiful. On finishing the test, the results and your subsequent grade have been calculated. You get an F for failure. Ha ha ha.
You would have done better if you just left Dolores Day for the end. Dial the Dolores Day down a bit.
What's going on with you? Okay.
You're shouting at an inanimate object like a real weirdo. No wonder you seem to have trouble with the right answers. Right, why can't I go onto that thing right now?
Lonesome, long way home. Here we go. Home awaits. Walk past Station 41 and through the market, past the Boogie Street spearhead to the other side of the lake, the frozen eye at the center of the district. Then past the video rental store on the corner. There, at the end of a street lined with pine trees, a small house no larger than a matchbox. 11 Voyager Road. You no longer live there. Those times are gone. And so are those people. Why did you come here? Why are you still here? And where's the dealer? You have to get back to work. That's all you have now.
Right. Learning cap for perception is raised to 5 and speed gives 1 PSY. One empathy could evolve into RFA. 1 electrochemistry would have to quit drugs to get there. Right. Let's just quickly finish off here.
Several maps have been attached to a bulletin board hidden inside the alcove. They're held up by small pins. The board has come loose from one corner. The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of Insulinda, a map of Revachol, and a map of Martinez. This large map displays archipelagos. You see a constellation of small dots on the light blue emptiness of the Insulindic Ocean. The largest in the northeast is La Caillou. You are here. Another far away in the southwest, Seminese Islands, Ile de Fantôme. Ozon, Laurentide, Face à la Mer, Archipelagos, North Arcade Islands, all just specks of dust on the vastness of the Insulindic. On the edges of the map, the color fades into a blur of dotted lines, black and white, disintegrating into mathematics. In the northeast, a dust mite stands on the north coast of Caillou, in a bookstore. It's you. You can, on Caillou, Revachol, a single black star, on Ozon, Fondelier, and Vimandu, on archipelagos, Croyan Moran, Villiers, lost little pearls of light, tiny fires in the dark. 850 million people live on these little dots, an oceanic world of culture and commerce torn apart by history. The ocean breaks apart into a tangle of cosines and azimuths, all pointing into pale nothingness. Mwindi is the north azimuth. Grad is the northeast azimuth. Samara is the east azimuth. Seo is the west azimuth. Isolas, they're called. Connections to other worlds, words past the Insulindian, unknown to you. you only know you've never been there. You have little idea what they are. Distant stars, gods, but looking at them makes you feel almost non-existent. Whatever they are, the Isolas are immeasurably large compared to you, and very, very far away. Perhaps they are gods, gods of distance and outer dust. The north coast of a verdant island is shattered by the delta of a river. It is the River Esperance. Countless bridges put the shards back together, connecting city blocks to river islands. La Delta says a great artificial heart in the center, teeming with life forms and construction. To the east, rolling hillsides, Le Jardin, Stella Marie, the suburbs of Saint-Baptiste, swallowed up into the megacity. They sound rich to you. This is Revachol East. Hudon, it's somewhere to live. Not bad. Then there's Jamrock. It's bad. People shouldn't live there, but they do. Then Forburg. It's almost as bad, and much larger. Then Coal City. It's the worst. You feel you're just west of Coal City, somewhere above Jamrock and close to Coal City. It's not really a map, it's a tourist thing. A picture postcard with buildings on it, drawn from an isometric perspective. A date in the upper right corner says 48. Still, it's detailed. Could be pretty useful for scouting ahead. You see the jagged boxes of an industrial harbor, even the whirling in rags there.
I'm sorry, officer. The map of Martinez is the only one available. The other two are not for sale anymore. And besides, you could scarcely afford them. They're quite valuable, though they might not look it. The map of Martinez is 90 cents, though. That old thing? It's an out-of-date map of a tourist location that never was nor came to be. From when some design studio people tried to spruce the place up 4 or 5 years ago, they also renovated the horse statue, set up those coin-operated viewers, and designed the new street lamps.
The place does not look like a successful tourist trap, does it?
They didn't get that far, for some reason. A shame the project never got going. Would be nice if someone fixed Martinez up. All these ruins are bad for business.
This bookstore is not strictly about crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. There's also a wide range of paranatural literature. Amidst the various books, you find one written by someone named Matthias W. Dundas. It's about wholeness, unity, balance. These three things are very important to the working class mind. The point of the book, and many others on this shelf, is to give people medicinal advice in situations where they don't have access to paid health services. It serves platitudes, while also telling everyone that traditional medicine, the kind people don't have access to and which costs more than this book, is garbage and would only give you cancer anyway, without even curing your cold or anything. Wholeness, unity, balance, on the other hand, can basically take care of anything, though it is important to note. When it's up to your mind to heal yourself, then it's because of your mind that you're ill in the first place. The book features chapters on topics such as how to find magnesium. It even lists plants you can harvest magnesium from. How to continue drinking if you're an alcoholic who has destroyed his liver. And
I have a feeling that I'm going to be needing to find magnesium later on.
there's even a chapter on the ancient Seraïs tradition of using duck gallbladder preservatives to treat and prevent sexually transmitted diseases. Pre and post factum apply. Nothing worth buying. This is just mundane garbage. What's even paranatural about this?
Sir, please, no browsing in that shelf. That wisdom is not for free. I can't have you end up, like, opening a police store next door and stealing my customers. Oh no!
The throbbing in your head increases with every passing moment you gaze at this shelf. Suddenly, as if out of nowhere, a small green book becomes apparent. The title of it reads, Medicinal Purposes of the Pearl. The book contains very little explanation on the matter. This knowledge seems to be taken for granted. The book contains descriptions of various pseudoscientific therapies, alternative medicines, and folk remedies involving the Pearl, also known as le territoire. For example, it recommends vigorously swatting one's naked body with a venik or hand broom, made from the leafy twigs of a young birch tree from the near Pearl.
I mean, to each their own, but that sounds
It is
painful.
supposedly invigorating and good for the circulation. It also recommends consuming distilled spirits like vodka or whiskey that have been aged in the Pearl. Readers are instructed to cover these jars in a shallow hole just inside the Pearl and leave them there for 30 to 60 days, depending on the potency desired. Among other benefits, it is alleged to restore a damaged liver to perfect health. That seems improbable. For general health and well-being, readers are encouraged to take regular strolls through the Pearl, though a sidebar cautions readers to limit each stroll to less than an hour. These strolls promise to cleanse the mind of worries and the body of toxins, especially if the perambulator performs this ritual in the nude. Nudity figures prominently in a number of these prescriptions.
Yeah. Makes you question the validity of them.
This is exactly what you need. There's an entire section devoted to cures for men who are struggling to perform their marital obligations. You close the book and return it to its place on the shelf.
Right, last thing in here. Another boring book, just discarded here. And with that, I am finally done in this room. Everyone knows the most interesting thing about fascists was their magic. And before I speak to this woman, I'm afraid I have to go. This is the end of the stream for today. I hope you've enjoyed it if you've watched it, whether it be on Twitch or on YouTube. YouTube channel is Games with Grant. If you've missed any of my streams or any of my content on there, go over to Games with Grant on YouTube. That's Games with Grant. And of course, you can subscribe to me there to get all of my content. You can also go to my film and TV channel, which is just my name, Grant Burton, on YouTube, where I will be posting film reviews, rankings, deep dives, and more. And why not go over to Twitter and Instagram, follow me there at @the_Grant Burton to get all of my thoughts and opinions up to date as I get them. Until next time though, that's it for tonight. I will maybe be back tomorrow with more Disco Elysium. Got a busy day tomorrow, so I can't guarantee it. And until next time though, thanks for watching.